discussion about it, and the biggest reason is this. We've already had our channel hit with copyright claims. And this new YouTube Heroes thing, pretty much what they're trying to do, what I understand they're trying to do, is clean up YouTube from the trolls and the hate messages and all this other shit. You know, basically just violating the idea of free speech. You know, you just being real clear on that whole thing as it stands today. You have a right to speak out against something. You don't have a right to not be offended by something or censor people. I think it's personally wrong. I don't care what's being said. If we take away the right to speak out, it opens a door for more things to be removed, and for eventually no one to be able to speak out against anything in any way, shape, or form. So YouTube Heroes potentially has the ability to wreck YouTube, especially if you guys, I had you guys watch the Angry Joe video. There was another one made by H3 Productions, I believe, the channel, and the guy flat out said, this can contribute to people losing their YouTube channels for good, because there's something called community strikes, where if your YouTube channel is seen as violating the community terms of use agreements, after 3 strikes, they remove your channel and your videos. All of our hard work to be gone, especially from, things like trolls, people that may not like us, and they find out we have a YouTube. Oh, they can, shred us apart. So that's what I wanted to open up with. That's what I wanted to make sure you guys understood, that this is why we're going to mull over this topic for a solid hour.
And the really annoying thing about that is the guy on the YouTube video said that they can report your video, and anything up to 3 reports, it will get your video taken off and your channel shut down.
That's the community strikes.
Themselves, they won't actually check it. They will just take someone's word for it.
Yeah, like the Dead Space video that ended up copyrighted, even though I was praising Visceral and EA before the video even went public, it was still private. Someone had somehow watched that video a total of 12 times, and I lost all monetization for our content.
Wait, is YouTube going to end up just shoot themselves in the foot and become unpopular?
Well, if you watch the official video, the official video for YouTube Heroes, number one, I want to understand why the hell is there like an unlock tier system for tools. Number two, what does it say with the like and dislike ratio, like a lot of other people have mentioned? And they've removed the ability to comment on it. Like, it already speaks to it.
It's kind of YouTube saying we're going to fuck you all over, but we don't want you to tell us that we're going to do that, so we're going to remove our comments on this video.
Pretty fucking much. TV, Frank, you guys still with us?
Yeah,
I'm sure we haven't lost any. Make sure we didn't have technical difficulties with parties. It's still being difficult. With you guys being younger and being more likely to be open to trolling and all that nonsense, what do you guys think? Because I mean, this can affect everyone, but it definitely can affect it can affect us based off the content that we put in, or like I said, people deciding, hey, Red Angels Gaming Clan, fuck those guys. I'm gonna report. I think we need to now be a little bit more careful in our streams and in our interactions with people.
But it doesn't matter. This is the thing that's really going to annoy everybody. It doesn't matter how careful you are. Someone is always going to report you for whatever reason they want, not for the reason that's actually valid. And because of this community strike thing, YouTube will not check if their reason has validation.
Yeah, I think that's
all of these huge, great big YouTubers who have 20 million subscribers. If all 5 of us here today decide to, submit that report, then they could get shut down. And 20 million subscribers, that's a lot of videos, that's a lot of work. The YouTube are going to shoot themselves in the foot, really.
Well, I mean, the new thing is just one on top of the other. I feel like in a couple of them, most of YouTube is just gonna be like, yeah, we're done. They're gonna lose everything.
Yeah.
YouTube's gonna lose all of its popularity it already has.
They're gonna lose all of it, and all the big YouTubers are gonna move over to another video sharing platform. So that way they won't have to worry about all the mess YouTube is doing to itself.
Well, if they find another one, that is.
There's
These
multiple,
big
but
companies,
you can get
those big companies do things that they not necessarily don't think about much. I'm starting to wonder what they're seeing from this happening is.
I think it's a reaction to social justice warriors crying. I mean, I find it odd that this is right after like Anita Sarkeesian, the wonderful uber feminist, flat out going to the UN and crying out for bans and on IPs and names and a bunch of other stupid shit. I think this is a fucking overreaction, and like I said, I am not for censoring anyone. I don't even care what speech it is. I don't believe that there should be such things as hate speech. I believe if you're offended by something, you should speak out against it, but not silence the other party. Because when you silence the other party, you take away, or you take away the chance that you yourself will not be silenced. And eventually it comes down to who's in power can speak and who is not may never be able to speak. And at that point, you run the risk of a real hardcore fascism. And it's really, you know, a lot of people might think I'm going a little overboard with this because it's just YouTube, but it's not. YouTube is free expression in itself. YouTube was the place where, 2005, 2004, when it was founded, that, you know, anybody could make a home video, post it online for free, and hey guys, you know, look what I made. And it became this massive blowout sensation. Now people are actually making full-on movie studios for YouTube and full-on videos, movies, skits, and stuff, really going out of their way to create their own custom media without having to pay X amount of dollars to go on to a major network. And people are finding fame by major networks from their YouTube videos and stuff. And this censorship will hinder the ability of growth in everything.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's unnecessary.
I think it's also possibly not an oversight or reaction, but a preparation for something that's supposedly going to happen next month, which is the U.S. is surrendering police powers of the internet servers to the UN. And the reason I believe that's worth noting is the UN does not recognize the U.S. Constitution. They recognize their own set of rules and laws, and the U.S. is unique in the fashion of going back to free speech. And the fear that the UN having control over the internet is that they do not recognize free speech. They have laws against certain type of speech, be it maybe possibly viewable as common sense or not. You can flat out be put in jail, fined. What's the penalties? You live in a UN-run country, Josh. What are the penalties for violations of speech and whatnot? I know in France it's straight up imprisonment.
It can be anything from a fine. It really depends on the severity of what you say and who you say it to. It can go from a small fine to a big fine to community service to I think prisonable offence.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about it, to be honest. But
I know I've read about France. France will flat out put you in prison for 7 months for saying something viably hateful. Which, yeah, should we be jackasses and hateful to each other? Maybe not. But I don't think that something as simple as expressing an opinion should ever be imprisonable offense, not even threatening a government official's life. I think the right to speak out in the way that we can and evoke free thought is something to be cherished. And, you know, YouTube Heroes just kind of takes that and dashes that to the fucking side. Dark Side, you haven't really spoke up on anything. What are your thoughts? So I just kind of fly around here for the sake of making sure it's a gaming video.
What I've seen with this is that it's been targeting big and small YouTubers. At first, the small YouTubers thought they wouldn't be touched. They thought it was only affecting the big YouTubers. And then it eventually hit them. And then it's just been everyone getting fucked by this shit.
But it's all going to boil down to everyone who puts a video on YouTube is going to be affected by it. Like, I mean, like a couple of years ago, I uploaded one video of me and my friend in his Land Rover driving through a huge swamp near to my house in England. You know, if someone doesn't like that, then without any thought, YouTube will just take it off, which I don't care. I haven't seen it for years, but that was the same story with, as I said earlier, someone who's got 20 million subscribers and uploads 2 videos a day.
Yeah.
It's going to affect everyone.
I remember when YouTube was cracking down on use of music before everybody
Music
kind of
videos.
Yeah, they kind of found out about the fair use law. I had a video of me and my buddy sparring with Cali sticks to, I think, Bodies by Drowning Pool Review. Whoa there. Anyways, Bodies by Drowning Pool and a few other things. And Edema Immortal. And I even credited the artist in a title card. And YouTube removed the videos for both copyright violations of music and, quote, violence in minors, which amazed the shit out of me. And, you know, of course, I didn't really have any reason to have a backup of that video, so I actually lost that video altogether, which really irritated me. And that was back in, like, 07.
It is going to affect everyone. And it's going to annoy a lot of people.
I don't know if we can find an alternative to YouTube. Like I said, privately, I think anybody that tries is going to be subjected to Google.
Copyright issue.
Yeah, Google. I mean, they're going to sweep down
you're
because
through to Pegasus
YouTube is
Lifestyle
Google's
Management.
baby.
How can I help?
And, you know, it's been great for while it's lasted, but I think it is coming to kind of
Thank you,
heydays
sir.
the same
Your
way Facebook
spectacular
is.
aircraft is now
Because
ready
Facebook
for
is
you
doing
at
the
our
same
nearest
thing with
airfield.
censorship and a lot of other violations of rights of people not being able to say what they want to say, and then other people saying the exact same thing just with a different slant.
But then you have to wonder, with the likes of Facebook and YouTube, two of probably the biggest social network websites in the history.
Yeah.
They're both doing the same thing. Are they being told to by a higher power? I mean, I know you said in a month's time that the UN wants to see us all internet control, but have the UN said beforehand you need to get this done before we, you know?
I mean, it very well could be conditioning for it. It very well could be. I mean, and for you to actually make that connection.
YouTube,
you know,
they're not stupid.
Yeah.
YouTube and Facebook aren't stupid. They know how to run their websites and they know how to make it good for everyone. But
well, Zuckerberg has gone on record being a massive liberal. Not to try to politicize it, but he has gone on record being a massive liberal and stating that, you know, it's his thing, so they can censor what they want and do what they want, which is very much, you know, a liberal sentiment. When Facebook was being found to suppress conservative and right-wing media websites and links. So, I mean, there is a possibility that they are getting ahead of the curve or even being ordered ahead of the curve. I don't like it. I don't like where we're heading. I think it's going to be detrimental in the long run.
I don't mind change, but unnecessary change, this doesn't seem necessary to me at all.
I don't think any advice seems necessary.
Well, maybe they know something that everyone else doesn't, which is why they've pulled the trigger and decided to do this. But you know, it doesn't seem necessary to most people.
I don't know. There was the whole thing with was it Leslie Jones from Ghostbusters and Twitter, and whatever else. She got off Twitter because she was being harassed. I just, cyberbullying. Yeah, cyberbullying sucks, and people are fucking terrible to each other. But, I think people need to thicken their freaking skin and not be, so malleable and weak to shut themselves down over the words of others. I mean, if you put yourself in a public forum, like we do right now, we are we are openly allowing anyone and everybody to criticize us and whatever else, because we are making our opinions and voices heard in a very public way that allows for feedback, unless, we're pussies and we disabled comments. And we can't really, if we don't want to deal with criticism, then we just need to shut up. But that's the thing, I'm not going to do that. Criticism comes, so be it. But other people just, they can't deal with it, or they don't want to deal with it. And I think it's wrong that they can say, well, that person needs to not have the ability to say what they're saying. Offensive or not, it's ridiculous. You subject yourself to it being in the public eye.
Yeah, the thing is like, as you say, being in the public eye, you are open to abuse, and there is always going to be someone to abuse. There's always going to be someone, but it's knowing where to stop, knowing where to stand. Instead of just closing down on social media, just talk back to something, depending on what it is.
Or don't talk back.
TV program, or don't talk back, but don't give up so easily. I saw on a TV program years ago, it's a very good saying, you have the spine of a gummy bear, which I love. I think it's a brilliant saying, because some people literally do.
Yeah, I'm glad, because we got Tank. Tank is what, 15? 15, 16? Yeah, Frank, you're 15, 16 now?
Yes, 16.
So yeah, you guys kind of came up. You guys have always had internet growing up. I actually did. I'm pretty sure Josh, you didn't either.
I'm 27. I'm older than you.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. But, they grew up with social media as a thing. Like, we didn't have social media until we were teenagers or adults. And so, you guys have come up in this troll face, trolling, all the internet nonsense environment and everything else. So, this really suppresses, what you guys might be into. Because they're literally doing this to suppress trolls. Or so they say.
Years ago, coming home and plugging in my phone to get on the internet, the old dial-up tone, the internet was a rare privilege years ago. Now it's just so second nature.
That and smartphones. I remember when smartphones were not even affordable.
I remember flip phone phones when they came out. Everyone was so excited that you could literally just flip the phone off.
Yep. Meanwhile, Darkside TV and fucking Tank are going, motherfuckers are old.
No, I never had a flip phone, but I had one that used to have one that the numpad would fly out the back.
Ah, Sidekick, yeah. But
and the
yeah,
keyboard come out the side.
Yep. It's called Sidekick. But yeah, like I said, I really want to get your guys' thoughts in on this, because for me, it really, unless we really get big or continue, good job, guys. If we get big and continue doing what we do, then it potentially affects me. But I mean, with everything, working and whatnot, I don't know how long I'm honestly going to be continuing with the hardcore Red Angel stuff unless anything seriously changes in my life, at least for a while. So, you guys, it's more prevalent to you.
Well,
we'll always continue to do what we can, but whether it pleases the general public is another story. You know?
I mean, Twitch
The
even
thing
does
is
it.
just- with the whole getting banned from 3 different people saying they don't like something, just if you don't like it, fine. If
Not
you
even 3
really
different.
don't
Apparently,
like
with
it,
that mass
leave
banning
comments.
thing. Exactly. Well, apparently, according to the H3 Productions video I saw, was with the was it tier 3 or 4? You get mass banning, mass reporting. One of the tiers. Which again, I love how, you know, they're making it like an achievement system to be a fucking snitch.
Yes.
it's literally that's just what it is. We're not even going to be
And if you want to be honest, just think you're doing their YouTube's dirty work for them
for free.
So give yourself a pat on the back, because that's really good of you.
Yeah. Not making a
But if
fucking
you
dime
don't
off
like,
of it.
you know, as I was just saying, if you don't like it, it's fine. But if you really don't like something, if it's something we said that you don't like, leave a comment. Tell us which part it is. Don't
Well, I
go,
wouldn't tell you to suck our dick,
jump
but
into
hey, you know.
conclusions. don't go jumping into conclusions and getting things bad or whatever just because you don't like something. Because there is no point, and it's literally just ruining other people's time. You're not making any friends. Just make enemies.
I don't even think people care about that. That's the other screwed up thing. It's just like, you know, once again, referencing that Angry Joe video, it was uploaded a day ago, by the way, if you looked at that. He uploaded the video about YouTube Heroes the first time 3 days ago. So in 2 days, he looked back at his video and found out it was copyright disputed by, which he later on found out to be a serial reporter that claimed the monetization of his video. And I mean, that's just, you know, it illustrated everything it needed to right then and there, and he pointed it out. And for anyone that hasn't seen or heard, Vorn here, Slender Kitty 666, I am a huge fan of Angry Joe for a lot of different reasons. But because of how he does what he does, he gets a lot of shit because he doesn't have, he does true to form reviews, tells people exactly what he thinks about movies and video games, and he doesn't hold back. And a lot of the times he finds his videos flagged or reported because people don't like his opinion.
But like I said, that brings you back to there's always going to be someone who doesn't like it, but with every video that he does, when he looks at the thumbs up and the thumbs down, you have to think, each video you upload, are the pros outweighing the cons? Because if they are, keep going. If they're not, maybe you should just rethink how you do it. But, you know, if every video that we put out as Red Angels, if it gets 10,000 likes and 2,000 dislikes, we're going to bloody well keep going. Even if it gets 5,000 likes and 4,999 dislikes, we're going to keep going. Even if it gets 5,000 likes and 6,000 dislikes, we're going to keep going because it's what we enjoy doing.
Let's look at the current
if it does
like
get to
and
that
dislike.
last bit, then we'll change how things are done because, you know, we have to adhere to what our viewers are saying, thinking.
Straight from YouTube help, okay? This is the Getting Started with YouTube Heroes. It was uploaded 5 days ago. It's got 2,136,043 views. 17,000 likes. Okay? By the way, comments are disabled. 654,000 dislikes.
Yeah, see,
This alone
that
needs
right
to
there.
tell YouTube to recant and repent.
But they
And
won't,
you can look up YouTube Heroes, and I'm seeing
because
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know how many fucking videos different YouTubers are making about this, just to say how pissed off and stupid that it is and how they feel.
But then again, this brings me back to my earlier point. Why would YouTube do this if they know that they're not going to be very popular with it? It's being told to by, a higher power.
Because in the end,
We don't know
if there's
that
nowhere
yet.
else to
We don't
go,
know that.
well, if there's nowhere else to go, which there potentially won't be, they know they have us by balls, and then we've got to play by their rules. Because it's no longer the day of the entrepreneur. You know, the people that created YouTube, they were just like us one day until they had the idea they had, and then boom, they exploded. They became something more. They became something more than human almost.
Never more than it doesn't matter what you'll never meet.
With the kind of
else.
fucking money, I'm sorry, More Than Human fits it. The kind of money that YouTube and Google pulls in, they could very well probably get away with murder if they did it the right way. So yeah, I stick with More Than Human.
Well,
I mean,
there's-
they
it's
don't
one of those
adhere to
silly
our
things.
realms. And you can't and that's the thing, there's the radio in GTA, which GTA is always a great parody video game, and I think it's Sue Murray if you listen to the Talking channel, and she talks about how she made it as a rich woman billionaire, and she's gonna make it harder for anybody else to do so. And that's exactly what it is. I made it, now I'm going to make it so that no one else can. And so, entrepreneurship is at an all-time low today because there's just people can't afford to do it because there's so many stupid regulations imposed by people that, without those regulations, they did it. But to keep them down and keep the ones in power, they can't do it. And so we don't have the level of innovation coming from, what would be called indie developers and indie developers and inventors that we did.
Oh, I feel dizzy now.
I bet.
TV. You know,
Yeah, it's
brass knuckles.
It's just annoying until we understand what actually happens, all the reasons they do actually happen. I mean, YouTube, we're getting a lot of stick for this, toughening up on the rules and whatever else, but as I've already said, what's the reason? They could be completely innocent because they're being told to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I believe, if you're complicit, you're not necessarily innocent. I mean, you should maybe, if they are being gunned to their head, they should probably, come out and outright say it rather than being bought off and going against the public interest.
Yeah, but there are people higher than YouTube and Google. Like, for example, if they were told, do this or we shut you down, Google isn't going to give up YouTube that easily because, as you said earlier, YouTube is Google's baby.
Yep.
You'd do anything to protect your baby. And I know it's only a website, but it's a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and what's the reason for
You
it?
want a safety blanket?
Nah, I'm good.
Ouchies.
really, that might be about it that we could say for it.
We don't really know enough about it at the moment.
Well, I mean,
come
maybe
quite
segue into the
The
point
end
of
is coming.
the idea of the UN taking over the internet, because you sound like you're against it, oddly enough, and that's actually great to hear.
Well, there is points in this life where people and companies and parliaments, governments, whatever else, they're going to have to realise you cannot control everyone on this planet. You cannot control everything they do, you cannot control everything they think, you cannot control everything they say. As much as you want to fucking try, it's not going to happen.
So, are you more for the First Amendment than the average? The idea of it?
I'm for. I don't know what the amendments are. I haven't read
The
them.
First Amendment is freedom. It's the freedom of speech and the freedom of right to assembly, which has already been massively violated in the sense of you have to have a fucking permit to assemble in public today, which is completely against our amendment. But the First Amendment is the freedom of speech and the freedom of the right to assemble in public, and that's exactly what it is. And the whole point of it was to say that the government cannot restrict the people from speaking out or assembling to convene in thought or action, providing the action is non-violent.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I'll repeat myself from the last video that we did, which was talking about people coming on and just making hassle for other players in the games. You are in control of yourself. You have one life. You have one chance. Do it as you wish. Say what you want. Do what you want within reason, within the confines of the laws. Obviously murder and everything else like that out of bounds. But free speech, free ability to do what you want. That's what I want in this life, in this world, and that's what I fear people are trying to take away from us, because I may be way overlooking all of this, but if the UN seizes internet control, then that's another freedom of speech gone, isn't it?
Yeah, and that was the great thing, a lot of Europe was still enjoying a semblance of the idea of freedom of speech because the U.S. Had policing of the internet, and you guys were under our constitution more or less in a semblance. Obviously local municipality and rule of law still overrode a lot, but you guys could actually say and speak out. Websites could be developed, and the biggest fear is with this that websites of what would be undesirable by the UN might start to disappear.
Yeah.
They will no longer be hosted.
That was the case in England about a year and a half, 2 years ago. They were going to ban numerous websites of a certain nature. I'm not going to go into the details of which, but you can imagine.
Well, I mean, we've done it with child porn. We have done it with child porn. You actually have to go to the dark web for it now, which is internet within the internet that you really have to have a special server and a special computer know-how to get into. And we've done it with bestiality, that's understandable. Except I'm kind of contradicting myself in a massive way there, but I can get behind that.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Those are the two things. The two of many things that should be out of bounds.
Yeah, exactly. But what doesn't make sense to me is we still have ISIS and Al Qaeda and a bunch of other terrorist organizations that are outright terrorism, terrorist websites that are not pulled off the web in the same way child pornography and everything else is. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, and that baffles me.
The fear, the real hardcore fear is that, pro-Second Amendment, anti-UN, anti-big government type websites will cease to exist. Complete alienation. Or even better yet, information about history and laws and whatnot, just kind of blanking it out Marxist style, will happen, and will pretty much be where Russia was in the 30s.
Yeah, well, you never know what's going to happen there. And it's really annoying for the sake of YouTube, if they could say why they've done it, because they've given no reasons to why they're changing things. I can say,
everyone is offended by everything
because of this reason. Yeah,
the way Angry Joe and a few others have put it, it's because there are so many troll accounts on YouTube, so many people being just nasty and hateful towards one another that they want to clean up some of it. And like there are literally people, like I remember I had my own private YouTube page a while back that featured me and a friend of mine in high school, and we were making a bunch of different videos and whatnot, but another one of my friends came over to my house and used my YouTube and made a comment on this guy's video. It was a Super Smash Brothers video, and it wasn't even that bad of a comment. This guy went out of his way to zombie my YouTube page. I ended up with overnight 5,000 dislikes on every single one of my videos and so many negative comments, it was not even funny, and I had no way to combat it. And then when I reported one of his channels, he created 8 more that I shut down my YouTube page. It was Raid Brain 7. And I mean, I'm talking 5,000 dislikes overnight, and then he'd zombie it for another day. I'd have 10,000 dislikes. All because my friend made a comment and this guy had the know-how to do what he did. Like, I ended up with an ass load of views, but then I ended up with, like I said, thousands upon thousands of negative likes. And back then, if you had too many negative likes on video, it was automatically pulled.
Are you still friends with this guy?
No. No, all he did literally was just kind of slightly critique this guy's video while using my account, and the guy went on my videos and just fucking destroyed my YouTube overnight. Shit like that, I can get behind why the idea of heroes might be valid, but they're not properly enforcing it.
No, they're not going to. Which is what makes me wonder why and who, if anyone has told them to do it. If YouTube had uploaded all these videos and said this is what's going to happen, these are new changes, and backed it up with a reason, then people would be more understanding. Even if it's the reason, yes, we are being taken over effectively. Even if they said that, then people would be like, okay, well that's not entirely YouTube's fault. They are being told what to do by the powers that be. If that is the case, then maybe they should have said that. But then again, if they are being taken over by the powers that be, they could have said, YouTube, you're not to say anything about why you're changing stuff. But it's everyone fighting for power, isn't it?
I think we're coming to a kind of a zenith or a summit in our time that we've become too connected with one another. The world is too interconnected, and everyone, and so there's no separation from each other. You know, you're in Britain, and we're talking for free. You know, not using a long distance phone call, which would, normally cost, hundreds of dollars at this point.
Technically, this isn't for free because you have to pay for Xbox Live.
Yeah, true, but you're not paying the fucking
cheaper.
You're not paying the goddamn long distance fee that you would for a US to UK call. Like I said,
do that with my friend in Florida, and it's expensive.
yeah, exactly, for both parties, unless you have a special
Well, I
program.
Had a special program. It didn't have to be.
Yeah, exactly.
And unfortunately, he's a PlayStation person. If he had Xbox, then I'd get him.
But I think we're too interconnected, or that we are interconnected, and we don't know what to do with that because there's no way to rule over one another at this point because we are all still we're all equal in a new way. Everyone can
Yeah.
create a YouTube video and have, anybody see their work. Anybody can now create a website on something like Wix.com or Freeforms and have their thing seen. When these things used to take money to register, and they used to take money to put into effect, there's so much that's free now to at least get people started. And like everyone that has a cell phone now can be a videographer or a journalist and record what they see, with all these police footage from, this person starts recording when the police do this, or this person starts recording when this fight starts, but there's no context before. But because people see that one video, they take that video as concrete, whole entire proof, rather than considering the fact that it's not the context of the entire thing.
Technology is I remember talking about technology taking over things. Years ago I was watching Traffic Cops, which is a TV program in the UK, and this cop arrested someone in the back of a police car, and this guy got out of the police car and he had a handcuff on one wrist and he was squirming around, hitting the police officers, and it took one of the police officers was knocked out, the other one was on the floor. And literally they were about 100 yards from the police station, which was lucky because other police had to jump in really quick and arrest the guy. But you have all of these people standing around and they were watching it afterwards on the camera. And there's probably 30 to 40 people standing there just watching. Some of them had phones out recording it. Not one single person jumped in to help. If I'd seen that, I would have jumped in to help. But technology is taking over because people think, I'll get my phone out here, put it on YouTube, and this will be a great laugh for everyone. But it's not a great laugh for everyone. Which is why you'll always have
People are a lot more
YouTube,
likely to stand around and record.
And technology
You'll have
is taking
30
over,
different
and it's not in a
angles.
good way.
You'll have 30 different angles of the same fight or the same thing going on. But yeah, exactly. Nobody's stepping in. Nobody's helping. And it's sickening. It is. It really is. But, then also, like I said, people look at these videos, and for some reason, just because it's on video, they take it as at face value, when they don't consider, hey, context still matters.
Yeah. What's happened to trigger this that is being recorded?
Yeah. Nobody, unless you're just sitting there with a camera on. How you doing, little Benny? If you're just sitting there with a camera on 24/7, like a found footage movie, then you can supply the whole context. But 9 times out of 10, it's only after the action has started, the precipitating events are photographed or video that there's just I can't stand it anymore. Everybody's like, oh, the video showed this, video showed that. What?
Yeah, but
what was the catalyst?
A huge bit's been missing at the beginning.
And that's a problem, because anybody can put these videos up now.
But back to YouTube, what we know is very little so far.
Yeah,
so
I kind of hope maybe they reconsider.
We're going to have to just do what everyone is going to have to do. Just wait, time will tell.
My worry is the eggshells that we might have to walk on now. Like I said, the reason I think this affects us is, people can now troll our channel out of nowhere and take us down with abusive reports. And there are a lot of people that do not like us because of the shit video and other drama via video games, that I think it's a valid threat to us. And we don't have a lot of videos, but we have a good amount of videos and a good amount of content. It's not well edited yet because we haven't really gotten that far. We will sooner or later, but we do have videos with intros. We have different types of videos. We have a lot of work on this YouTube page, and I really don't want to lose it.
No. So
Facebook news, by the way.
As I said earlier, if you do have a problem with it, please just tell us.
Yeah,
what
comment.
you have a problem
We'll
with.
have a conversation.
Just we're nice people. We're not going to dismiss you. We're not going to completely ignore you if you have a problem. Tell us what your problem is, and we can, support it from there. But
Most of us.
Yeah, most of us. The people that actually have diplomatic ability will. The people that do not can just sit down and shut up, and I'm not going to let them speak because no, you can't do it. Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, like, it's really amusing because, like, I do the Doom videos, I do the snap maps, and I'll actually go out of my way to find the what the fuck kind of snap maps. And for the two that I've absolutely raged on, and kind of actually shit on in the video, both of the map creators were like, oh, cool, not too sure I agree with the commentary, but it's awesome to see it on YouTube. And I'll normally reply on the YouTube page. I'm like, hey, if you want to have a conversation on Twitch, we'd love to have you on, talk to you in the party, play through more of your maps and whatnot. That kind of engagement, I think, is what more people need to do instead of just abusive commentary for the sake of fucking abusive commentary. Like, when did people becoming abusive to one another become the in thing?
Well, it's never been the in thing. People are trying to make it the in thing, which is where I think humanity fails. Because positivity is so much better than negativity.
Yeah, but it's not positivity that we see. It's just that.
Exactly,
like I said,
exactly.
It's. I mean, everyone's abusive to one another, and we see it in our kick chat too. And oh, well, I'm just joking. It's like, sometimes it's better to actually be openly nice to each other rather than have us wonder, wait, are these two fighting? Is something going on here? Why is this guy talking to this guy the way he is? I think we need kind of actually, it's going to sound a little more kumbaya-ish to me than it should, but I think we really need to focus on actually being kinder to each other rather than trying to read between the lines because, oh, well, I know him that well, I can talk to him like that. Because the lines are starting to get blurred between abuse and love.
I've been spoken to once or twice in our kick chat by people who I wouldn't say that to my friend who I've known since I was 2. I've known 25 years, and I wouldn't talk to him in the way that some people have spoken to me in the kick chat. Sorry, Caliber.
I mean, some context you can, but not everyone knows it.
Yeah.
And I think we've become too comfortable with one another.
I think some people need to learn when it goes well and joke there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I've said, like I mentioned before, like I just said, I kind of want to reiterate, I think we've become too comfortable with one another that we think that we can no longer offend each other, or that if we do, it's just okay.
Yeah.
Shit's about to go down.
Yeah, no, I'm going to take it down.
I'm already smoking.
But yeah, going back to YouTube, because we have kind of got off topic.
No, it's what we always do, but it's still the same thing. I mean, we've kept it the same spirit.
It's not, we're not talking about
Bastard!
stuff. So yeah.
We caught wings.
So yeah, going back to YouTube, we're just gonna have to see what happens because no one knows.
Yeah, that's all we got. That's all we got. But I wanted to have more than a few people involved in it because it's going to affect us. It's going to definitely affect us.
Yes,
with
it is,
that,
but we're
I mean,
take it as we do.
You and I have said more than enough. I think we can let the other guys kind of have the last 10 minutes and close it out. And for anyone watching, please do comment. Let us know what you think. Preferably positive. If it's negative, bring it on. We don't give a shit. Following me?
If it's negative, great. No,
yeah.
If it's negative, great.
Yeah, if it's negative, I mean,
Because-
it's just great that we can have a conversation about it.
Positive negativity means that we can actually go back to, figuring out what's gone wrong. Figure out how we can change it.
Or we can, maybe have a conversation, people, and maybe, just is what it is. I mean, negative, great too. Negative, still feedback. Feedback's feedback, and I'll take any kind. I think what we can do is kind of make this a purge lobby after we close down the broadcast, maybe rebroadcast that as well. So stand by if you're watching this. We'll go offline just so that I can have a cut point. Yeah, I can have a cut point and then start back up. But TB, Darkside, Tank, Lil Booney, we're discussing YouTube heroes, censorship online, a lot of other things. This is what we call Red Angels Radio. Just kind of, we're playing video games. We're also having a conversation with people and kind of the internet. So you guys go ahead and have it. Oh, you're not TB.
Except I found food, so
Like
no
creeping.
conversation.
Well, thank you very much for watching and listening, and any comments, please do leave comments. We like comments.
Yeah. But, so Tank, Darkside, TB, if you're not stuffing your craw over there, go ahead and take it away. You guys got the rest of it.
Yeah, so about the YouTube hero thing, it's good, because there's a point where you can get rid of trolls, but it's also going to be abused by people that aren't having a good day or don't like a certain YouTuber. It's going to be abused to try to take them down, and or just try to knock them off their feet in the YouTube community.
The YouTube community is huge
I know.
as well, so
That's even good they're trying to do, to try to give people a chance, try to get rid of trolls, but it's also, I think it's going to be abused by some people.
Yeah.
there'll always be someone to abuse it though. We know this already.
Yep.
There already has been. That's why I made sure you guys watched those videos so you understood, exactly what this was. Damn it with the explosives.
Ow!
But,
Okay,
yeah,
so-
Frank, Darkside, oh crap, that was a
Frank and-
cop.
Gallagher, you wanna finish up here quick?
It's getting rowdy over here. Darkside, you want to unmute over there?
Collateral!
Oh, yeah, here, I'll talk about trolls.
Oh shit!
Let's see.
Yeah, just go ahead and join the land of living there, buddy.
What the hell's going on outside?
I think Frank's fallen asleep.
Yeah, warped to death. There we go.
Cat.
Like I said, then it's just
So
gonna be a
yeah,
purge lobby.
thank you again everyone for watching, listening, commenting.
Fucking hell! Yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, donate if you can. T-shirts, as always, are available.
Wristbands
Hats
too.
may be available. Can you not use cheap-ass weapons like rockets and miniguns, buddy? Please? Don't make me hate you.
I'm just getting the police with them.
You killed me, you
TB, get my
prick.
van.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I didn't realise that you were behind me.
TB, get my van. I have free candy.
Not for Red Angels Radio, guys. Anyways, if that's gonna be that,
not
that'll
my
be
dad.
that. Make sure you guys, like I said, also check out our Facebook. With that, we're gonna go ahead and say good night for now.
Good night.
Oops, I hit the wrong button. Josh, yeah, I've seen that.